Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 4. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you're all in a Christmas spirit because I am. In today's video, I will be doing, what am I doing? I'm wrapping gifts, but I thought that I would answer one of the Q&As that I have pending to do at the same time. So as you can tell by the title, this is moving out Q&A. So for some of you that will know, I did move out in May, so I've moved out a few months ago now, and I did do this on my Instagram to just ask me questions about what it was like moving out, but I didn't answer any. I think I've done this like a month ago or like 3 weeks ago. Haven't answered any yet, so I thought that I would answer some of them while I'm wrapping gifts. And yeah, so let's just move this on. First of all, you don't need to be seen. Okay, cool. You guys should be able to hear me. Sorry if the lighting is terrible, but what can you do? I am wrapping on my bed, yes. It's not going to be perfectly wrapped, no, but it's only tear stuff that I'm wrapping, so they don't need to be wrapped all that good because she's the one that's going to be opening it. So let's just, oh look, I have a phone. Go to Instagram. Alright, cool. First question is, when did you move out? So that was in May. The next question was moving out hard? In terms of like emotions, as in if it was emotionally hard to move out, no. I think that's different for everyone. I think because I kind of did live on my own for a bit, it wasn't hard because I obviously lived at uni for a year, so it wasn't hard. I did cry though, I'm not gonna lie. I did cry like the first night, I think, and then that was it. Like after that it was absolutely fine. In terms of like the actual moving process, it was hard because I just had so much stuff, so it was like my nan had to do so many car trips. I think I got the keys on a Thursday, and I didn't actually start staying here till the following Thursday, and even then I still didn't have everything here. You're gonna see that door open and closed outside. It has a mind of its own, but yeah, so the moving process itself was hard, and it was just, I had so much stuff. It was the packing and unpacking and deciding where I wanted things to go, and obviously had Taya the whole time, so that part was hard. But like emotionally, I don't think it was, to be honest. Yeah, the next question was, what's the hardest thing about living on your own? The hardest thing for me living on my own is deciding what to cook for dinner. Hardest thing. I don't care what anyone says, deciding what to make for dinner every single night is very hard. So that's why I have takeaway a lot. Although I say that we used to have a lot of takeaway, we don't have so much takeaway now, to be honest, because yeah, I'm just a bit more confident with the cooking bit. But that was definitely the hardest thing for me, was deciding what to make for dinner every night, because when you're living with someone, it's kind of like whatever they make you eat, as long as you like it. Or I used to get options like, oh, I want this or this, which one do you want? That's easier. But when you have to think of it for yourself, like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna make for dinner? That's the hardest thing for me. But sometimes like you have something that you feel for, so for example, like you want a spaghetti bolognese, then you could just make it because you feel for it. So yeah, so sometimes I go to Alistair with like 3 different options, like which one do you want, and half the time he's like whichever you want, and it's kind of like I was asking for a reason. But apart from that, yeah, I think for me that was definitely that's the hardest thing, is like deciding what I want for dinner. I'm gonna have to stand up to do this. Yeah. On to the next question. It was, oh, where's it gone? Do you live on your own? Nope. A lot of these questions are the same. Would you encourage other people your age to move out? It depends on your situation. I mean, I would encourage people to move out because at the end of the day, everybody needs that sort of independence in their life. And I feel like there's no better way of having like some sort of independence than living on your own because, yeah, like it's one thing to get a job, and it's one thing to have a car, it's one thing to actually have your own place to live. Do you get what I mean? Like that sort of independence. You have your own place to live. You know, you've got to do the cooking, you've got to do the cleaning, you've got to like order stuff, you've got to get furniture. Like I just think that's sort of like the best kind of independence, as long as you can afford it. If you cannot afford to move out, then don't move out. I don't know, I think the main reason that I moved out was from Taya. There just wasn't much space at my nan's house. That's the main reason that I moved out. So yeah, everybody has their reasons. I feel like once you have a kid, it's just like, okay, it's time to move out, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't advise you to move out if you don't have a reason to move out, but if you have a reason, then I mean, go for it, why not? Next question is, what? How many times a week do you cook? It depends. There's not like a set number of days that I would make something, and I don't make food every day. Let me just put that out there. I don't. That's crazy. Just gonna it just depends. It depends on what I want to eat, what I have in the flat to make, and if I'm home, because sometimes I'm not home. So if I'm at my nan's house for the day, I won't make anything here because I'll eat at my nan's. Well, I say that it depends on what she makes as well, you know. Like if I go to my grandma's house for the day, sometimes I don't cook as either. Sometimes we just have takeaway, so I don't know. Just depends. Alright, cool. So I finished wrapping. Actually, I stopped recording because I wasn't really focusing on the questions. I was more focusing on what I was doing. Finished wrapping. Then if you can see there and behind me. So yeah, finished wrapping. I ate and I'm just drinking my coffee. I thought I just finished answering the last few questions I had to answer. So the next question was, does Taya have her own bedroom? Which she does. I have my double phone here, by the way. Is your rent expensive? Yeah. Isn't everybody's rent in London expensive? Mine is very expensive. Very expensive. Is your flat big? No, not big at all. Like, honestly, I'm not even a bit sarcastic, it's very small. Do you live near any family and friends? Not really. Not really. A lot of these questions are actually the same questions, to be honest. Would you move outside of London? This is a tricky one, because I have said so many times that I think I would move out of London. But I don't know, I think when it's just you, it's very easy to kind of make the decision, okay, yeah, I am going to move out of the area I've like grown up in, or I won't. I feel like the pros to moving outside of London is that you wouldn't be paying the price that you pay in London. It's just, everything's cheaper. Like the rent I pay for here where I live now, which is like the smallest flat you ever see. I'm joking, it's not the smallest flat you ever see, but it's quite small. The rent I pay for here is like you can get a free 4-bedroom house with a garden and a garage. For example, in Basildon, the price you pay for that is the price I pay for this, you know. I don't know, it's a tricky one because I think a lot of people would hear me say, oh yeah, I would move outside of London. I feel like if it was to make that decision now, it'd be a no. Because we don't drive, we ain't got cars, do you get what I mean? So if I had a car and Alistair had a car, and it's not like sharing a car, like we both had our own cars, then it would probably be an option. If I was to move outside of London, it would have to be within the next 2 years. Before Taya starts school, so that she is starting school outside of London where we are, because nothing worse than having your kid in school in London. I see so many people, they have their children in school in London, they move outside of London but they don't want to switch the schools over in between a year, or you know, the child's comfortable in the school, they have their friends, blah blah blah, and they're having to wake their children up so early in the morning to drive, you know, from wherever they live to London, get them to school, and then you either have to find something during the day, so you've got to stay in London, find something to do, or you've got to drive home to drive back, pick your kid up from school, and then you're stuck in that traffic to get home. I wouldn't want to do that. So it's either, if I was to move outside London, it have to be in the next 2 years so that she starts school outside of London, or, but saying that, and Alistair does do work full-time in London, so do you know what I mean? I feel like if we was, because I mean it sounds silly, but a lot of people don't ever see themselves buying somewhere, so they know that they're gonna forever be in like this renting life. I feel like if we was gonna forever be renting, moving outside of London would be it would like definitely happen, because for the prices you pay for what you get out there, so much better. Because like I said, like what I pay for here, which is like a 2-bedroom flat, but then it doesn't have a separate living room, it's like an open plan kitchen living room, but it's very small, and the rooms are small, and the bathroom is small, like everything's small. You get like a double the size with a garden and a garage for the same price outside of London, you know. But yeah, if we was planning to rent like for the rest of our lives, or for like the next good amount of years, we would move out of London, but we're not planning on renting for very much longer, that's all I'm gonna say. So staying in London is like most likely what we're gonna do. I'm not talking too much on that. Yeah. Oh, where's the question gone? Oh my gosh, I've lost the questions. Oh, where was I? Was she allowed to decorate? As in like painting the walls? No, it wasn't. As in putting stuff up on the walls, I got permission to put the TV up, and that's all I got permission for. I didn't ask about anything else. I kind of still just put stuff on the walls. I mean, I wonder how I can show you this without showing you my messy bedroom. I don't know if you can see, oh that's just the present. I don't know if you can see the shelf that's on the wall. Didn't get permission for that, but Alistair knows how to sort it out for when we leave, like how to like just fill it and paint over and stuff. So yeah, but as like painting, I didn't paint anything, literally just put like that on the wall. We put like some hooks on the wall, picture frames on the wall, pictures on the wall, TV on the wall, shelves. But as long as we kind of, as long as the flat looks the same when we move out as it did when we moved in, then it's fine, and I will get my deposit back. But yeah, as for like wallpaper and painting, I guess some landlords let you do it, depends on what your landlord is like and whatever, but we never kind of asked to kind of decorate anything. I just actually just asked for the permission to put the TV on the wall, and it was fine as long as we fix it when we move. Next question is, what is your area like? I don't know. It's like sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's loud. That's all I can say really. There's nothing too crazy going on where I live, to be honest. The next one says, do you get inspections? No, I don't. The only thing, like the only reason why someone would come to the property is if they're doing like those like checks for like the boiler or stuff like that. Apart from that, no one really, they don't call or ask about the property. Do you pay for bills? Yeah, I do. I do pay for bills. Kind of bills. What's the most expensive bill you pay for? Council tax. Which is expensive. What came with the flat? Just the white goods in the kitchen. So there was a washing machine and a fridge freezer. That's all that came. And a wardrobe. There was a wardrobe as well, the one that's in Tay's bedroom. That came with it. So yeah, the washing machine, fridge, freezer and wardrobe came with the flat. Everything else we bought, so like the dryer and stuff was ours. How long did it take you to get the keys? So it was kind of a long process getting the flat, I must say. But no, my guarantor, because I have a guarantor, I think they filled out their forms and their employer filled out their forms the Wednesday morning. I got the phone call the Wednesday morning, the Wednesday afternoon to say everything was like finalised, and I got the keys the next morning. So it wasn't long, it was like a day, 24 hours. Yeah, it says, are you still able to save money? Yes, but not right now. I feel like I could, but I don't. Not right now, not what I should be anyway. Because, oh my gosh, my eyelashes are coming off. Because obviously Christmas is here, and then Tay's birthday. So, not right now, but I can. So the next question is, what did you bring to the property? Everything. Apart from the fridge, freezer, the washing machine and the wardrobe, but everything else we bought. Bed, sofa, cot, mattresses, cot for the mattress. Mattress for the cot, mattress for the bed. Dryer, chest of drawers, TV. Everything, basically. When did you move? I answered that. I moved in May. Do you live on your own? No. No. How much is your rent? I'm not saying. Because one, that's kind of private, ain't it? And two, I think people would be very shocked if they knew how much they pay. Some people don't think that my rent is that bad. For the area that I live in, first of all, I find it's not bad. And for how the flat looks, like certain features to the flat, like my bathroom is very, very modern, and my kitchen is also very modern. So I feel like a lot of people say, well, then the price I pay is really good for the flat I live in and the area. But yeah, did you have to pay a deposit? I did. I paid deposit and first month rent before I moved in, and the deposit was the same amount as the monthly rent basically, so I just paid like double rent. But as long as, like I said, everything is the same when I leave as it was when I moved in, I will get the deposit back, unless I decide to stay with this letting agency but just move into a different property that they have. Then it can just be that deposit I used for here, as long as it covers it, can be transferred to the deposit for the next place, and if there's any extra, just pay the extra basically. Yeah. which moves on to the next two questions that I can see from the same person, is how long was your contract for? It's for 1 year, but after the 1 year, if I want to stay another year, I can. And if I want to move, I also can once the year's up. And the next question is from the same person, are you planning on moving? Don't know yet. I don't know yet. I think I'm gonna wait till closer to the time, or when they say it's time to kind of decide and see what my letting agency, like what other properties they have around the same price, see what they have, and then decide if it's worth moving or not. Or maybe even see what other flats are out there with like other letting agencies and just see. But I mean, if I do get the option to move, I probably would. If I can get somewhere bigger for like roughly the same price, or just like a little bit extra, then I definitely would, because we need to, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Next question. Only she would ask this. Do you plan on having another baby where you are? No, I could not fit another child here. Not in this flat. Okay, I think I'm only going to answer like 2 more questions because I've been recording for ages now, I feel like. Do you budget? I would think so. As soon as I get like paid and stuff, I pay my rent straight away. So as soon as like that money hits my account, the first thing I do is pay my rent. Done, out of here. I pay the rent, I pay the light and the gas and the water. Done. And then I start shopping for myself, and yeah. But I always pay my rent and bills first. Not all my bills, but just some first. But like my rent is always the first thing that gets paid. Let's see, one more question that I haven't answered yet. How early did you start buying essentials? I assume essential means like stuff to move in with. Thing is, I had quite a bit of stuff because obviously second year of uni I was living at uni, I wasn't living at home. So first year I lived at home, second year I lived at uni, and the third year I was at my nan's, so back at home. So the second year I did move, me and 3 friends moved into a 4-bedroom house. It wasn't accommodation, it was just like an actual house that we rented, but it was like from one of those letting agencies that do like specialize in like student renting and stuff like that. So yeah, I moved in there second year of uni. So I kind of had quite a few stuff. So the 2 chest of drawers we have now, which one is Alice's, one is Tez, are actually the 2 chest of drawers I did buy and had at uni. So I had those from there. I had my washing basket that I still have is from when I moved to uni. So I did buy quite a few stuff. The uni places came with a bed and dressing tables, so I didn't have to buy those. So yeah, quite a few stuff I did have from uni. And then I was like, so last year September, I was looking to move out, and I didn't move till this year May. But yeah, from last year September I was looking to move out, so I was slowly buying stuff. So I was kind of like buying baby stuff with Taya because she wasn't born yet, and then I was buying that stuff to move out with. So whenever like we went to IKEA or something, I'd buy like glasses, and do you know what I mean? And like by the time it came for like us to move to May, I basically had near enough everything. Do you get what I mean? Like I just took my time and bought stuff. I think like a month before we moved, I did order this bed and like mirrors, like a big mirror, and it just took our time and order stuff basically, because this is what I like to do. Is like if I know that I really want something and I know I'm gonna make it happen, I like to be prepared. So I would have hated to move, had to pay the amount of money I had to pay for the deposit and first month's rent, and then move and not have anything. Do you get what I mean? So I was very glad that I'd done things the way I did. I started buying from like when I knew I wanted to move out, so I had everything. So yeah, I mean what's that on it? As for yeah, I think from like February, March, I'm gonna get in touch with my letting agent and just see what they have available at that time, or around the time that my contract would be up. Go and view places, probably view places with other letting agents as well, see what's out there and see if I would want to move or not. And if I do, then you know I'm gonna see the property, decide on one, pay the deposit for it, and then from there I can just start ordering stuff. And you know, excuse the brown, it's actually the foundation. And then yeah, but I did move with quite a lot of stuff, to be honest. And then the rest of the stuff we just took our time and bought. Like the sofa we bought within like a week of being here. The dryer really got recently. I think that's the only thing. And like small decorative things that we've really just got recently. But yeah, I really do enjoy living on my own, and I just feel like this is the start of something, because from time you move out, that's kind of like, okay, it's your life that you're living. I'm not saying you don't live your own life when you live with parents and stuff, but it's more like you get the final say when you're on your own. I keep buffing the eyelash. But yes, I'm gonna end this video here. This was more of a Q&A than rapping. I did start rapping and then I just kind of turned the camera off and tried to focus on the rapping. But yeah, I didn't answer all the questions, but a lot of them were like the same questions, just asked in different ways. So yeah, but I answered the most interesting ones I thought were interesting. But yeah, I just feel like I'm chatting way too much. So your girl's gonna go head up out of here. Hope you guys enjoy your evening or the rest of your day whenever you're watching this. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 5. Bye guys.